Happy Thanksgiving to all the many subscribers who've been riding with AI Grift Patrol this year. Owen has been watching and reacting so hard to our videos that he's had to rewrite his entire identity on a weekly cycle.
Fake tits. And I was breastfed so thoroughly that I never had that. And I'm a high sex drive human being. It wasn't because I didn't have a strong sex drive. I was like, why are people trying to fuck? It's literally like if someone was like, oh, did you put your dick behind her ear and slide it around? You're like, what? That's literally how I felt about breasts. And so these separations are like, how much can be healed? You know, I think a lot can be healed. I just don't want to, like think something's possible that isn't possible, I guess. I don't know.
First, he's just a bully. Then he's just a comedian. Then he claims he helped Curtis Stone.
You look at what they have shame in and where the hypocrisy is. Where's the loop? Where is the false sense? Where is the persona, the fake face, right? That's what you smash. Because in the end of the day, you are trying to help them. I was presented today with Squirtus Stone is back on the internet. Obviously, he was never going to leave, and he's slightly less demonic acting. I mean, it's still like I think he's a psycho, and there's some alleged, I mean, who knows? But he seems a little less like he's being puppeted by demons, and I'm happy for that. Like, I want his kids to have a good life. Like, I don't try to break people. I try to break their demon. And I promise I'm like that. And if you watch me long enough, you'll know that. Like, that's literally my personality. I'm not like, I'm just going to break you because I hate you. It's like, I will break your persona.
And now it's Gammas are dangerous murderers.
Dude, a neighbor that was helping him, gushing about how much he loves his son, trying to get him a job, offering him a beer. Within a couple weeks of knowing this Gamma, he kills all of them with a knife. Right? Because a Gamma, when their shame is triggered, they puff up. When a Gamma is being aggressive, they make all their mistakes. Is it a consistent pattern that most Gammas have a hard time finding keeping work too? Yes. Yeah, they're not responsible because they envy their boss. They hate their boss. They're really, really like low-level Gammas. They always have a really hard time maintaining any kind of discipline at all. Because they're always blaming they're in a delusion bubble. You know, if someone tells them what to do, they'll fantasize about murdering them for the rest of their lives. I bet he was kind to the Gamma. The Gamma was jealous of his symmetrical face. And he was probably also jealous of the child that he got attention. Dude, they're horrifying people. Gamma always talks in circles. Once you get the Gamma to pin him down, you got to pin down the Gamma. But the same quality that drives them to kill anyone that breaks their delusion bubble drives them to spill all these beans. Like they have to. Unless, there's instances where they will create a delusion bubble in their head of like, oh, I can't talk to this person because they're just evil. You can't do that with the police. The police are Gamma killers. They watch these movies and in their mind, they're like, oh yeah, like, cause they have this vengeance against the world. And they don't always look and act the way you think. They're all Gammas. Yeah, I had to finish the job. Right. And it was just because he was envious.
Meanwhile, he's still bullying Nick Fuentes and claiming Nick needs and deserves it, but it's funny watching Owen pretend it's a moral crusade instead of pure insecurity and jealousy. And now the grand finale. Owen actually rented an excavator. Why? Because Excavator Bear is allegedly a Gamma now, and Owen's suddenly excavating camping spots. The same camping spots our AI Grift Patrol video exposed as a bait and switch that would require way more land than he has. How much space do you need for 54 families? Each family campsite needs tent pad, 10 feet by 12 feet, picnic table, fire ring, vehicle spot, minimum 25 feet by 40 feet, equals 1,000 square feet per site, 54 sites, 1.24 acres for tents only. Add paths, roads, facilities, approximately 3 acres cleared minimum. The red circled areas from overhead images show steep, unusable terrain. Most of the usable land is either uncleared or already cluttered with homemade structures. The Ursa Rio Grift. And he didn't stop there. He also excavated a spot for a sauna he claimed he'd built months ago. Except now it's just a deck for him to livestream from.
Guess what I did today? Guess what my project was today? That's where I'm going to be doing live streams in the future. That's a 12 by 12 deck, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that view.
Once again, no camping, no bear terrier, just Owen's needs, Owen's comfort, and Owen's content throne. And in the most predictable twist of all, he has reopened the coffers for more Ursa Rio donations. Yes, after swearing he would never take another dollar for that Idaho property, he's now waving around his days of gravel laying and clearing brush as justification for asking the flock to pony up again.
Best Landscam I've ever invested in, so beautiful. Thanks, Skeptical Bear. And if you want to throw in a little more, I'm more than happy to accept. But I appreciate it. It's very generous. And one reason why I can talk like that, I'm not always just so gracious, is because I'm gonna work. I work so hard, and in my mind, it's like to show you something beautiful. So I know you're gonna love it, and it's for community benefit. And I'm going for it. And if you want to feed the machine that doesn't run on a Ponzi, I mean, if the machine doesn't get fed, then nothing bad happens. I don't need to invade Boise in order to have my campground because I don't owe anyone any money. That's why I was insistent on not taking out a loan. Because when you're in debt, you have to do what the fucking creditor tells you to do.
You literally cannot make this up. Thank you to every single truth digger, commenter, subscriber, and receipt keeper who makes this work possible. Happy Thanksgiving from Propaganda Limited.